You mean to tell me Ellie got wood chipped, cremated, put into an urn, and she's still out here catching bodies? Nah, we need to talk. Because Evil Dead Burn doesn't just have one post-credit scene, it's got two. One of them is pretty standard Evil Dead stuff, but the second, I genuinely think it could change the direction of this entire franchise. So, is Ellie actually back? Are they setting up a sequel?
Could we be heading towards one connected Evil Dead universe? I'm chatting about all that today, check it!
Okay, my G. Alright, quick recap because trust me, the ending only really makes sense if you know why the Deadites were after this family in the first place. So, Burn actually starts straight after Evil Dead Rise. Jessica, the girl possessed at the lake in Rise, she's still possessed. She's basically been chilling by this lake waiting for her next victim, which just so happens to be Will. She causes the crash, Will dies, gets possessed, and that's what kicks off everything else. After his funeral, the Deadites begin taking over the entire Price family one by one, leaving Alice to basically fight her way through every single one of her in-laws. And honestly, some of these kills are absolutely disgusting. Yeah bro, even for Evil Dead. But here's where things get interesting, because Alice discovers that Will's grandfather Benjamin wasn't just some creepy old bloke obsessed with demons. He'd actually spent years researching the Necronomicon, Professor Knowby, and something called the Circle of Wise Men. Basically, a secret group who'd been studying Deadites for years, trying to work out how to actually stop them. And hidden amongst all that research, Alice finds the Candarian dagger. Not just any knife, apparently the knife capable of actually freeing someone from a Deadite. She uses it to finally kill Will, burns the house down and walks away. Movie over. Nah, of course not. Okay, my horror heads, let's start with the first one. Honestly, I wouldn't overthink this too much. We find out Grandma Polly somehow survived, even after losing her leg. She's dragged herself all the way to the roadside and a woman pulls over to help. And yeah, big mistake. Polly attacks her, the curse spreads, roll credits. Now, this is basically Evil Dead doing Evil Dead things. Every single movie basically ends with the same message. You didn't beat the evil, you just survived longer than everyone else. So yeah, cool scene, I like it man. But I don't actually think this is the important one, because then the second post-credit scene drops and my brain genuinely started spinning, like straight up. Okay my G's, fix up, real talk. We're back at the crematorium. One of the workers brings her daughter in. The little girl starts looking at all these unclaimed urns, then stops at one name, Ellie Bixler. Instantly, the lights start flickering. The girl looks into the mirror. At first, everything's normal. Then, Ellie's reflection appears. And bro, bang! Deadite Ellie appears behind her, kills the little girl, looks straight ahead and says, "Mummy's back." Bro, what? Because let's be real, Ellie should not exist anymore. So, what's actually going on? Now, here's my theory, and let me know if you agree. Personally, I don't think the human Ellie has somehow been resurrected. That doesn't really make sense because her body is completely gone. Instead, I think Burn is suggesting something much creepier. I think the Deadite has simply kept Ellie's identity. Think about what we actually see. Ellie first appears as a reflection before physically manifesting. She still speaks like Ellie. She still refers to herself as Mummy. It's almost like the demon has permanently adopted that personality rather than just moving on to the next random victim. If that's true, it actually changes how we think about Deadites. Instead of every possessed person being a one and done villain, you suddenly have recurring Deadites that can become recognizable characters. Ellie isn't just another victim anymore. She could become the face of that particular evil going forward. This is also why I don't think Byrne is just teasing another sequel. I think it's quietly building a much bigger mythology. Throughout the movie, we get references to Professor Knowby from the original films, the Circle of Wise Men, multiple Candarian daggers, and even different versions of the Necronomicon. Jessica directly carries the story over from Rise, and Ellie closes the film out. For the first time, all these standalone movies actually feel like they're part of one connected world instead of just sharing the same basic idea. Now, does that mean we're getting some massive Evil Dead crossover where Alice, Beth, Mia, and Ash all team up? Honestly, I don't think so, and I actually hope they don't go that far. One of the things that makes Evil Dead work is that each story feels isolated. But I do think they're slowly building a shared mythology where characters, locations, and pieces of lore can carry over between films. It's also worth remembering that the next movie, Evil Dead Wrath, is a prequel set back in 1972, so none of this is getting paid off straight away. Instead, it feels like the producers are planting seeds now that they can come back to a few years down the line if Byrne is successful enough. For me, the first post-credit scene is just Evil Dead being Evil Dead. The second one, though, feels like the first proper sign that this franchise is heading in a completely new direction. Maybe Ellie becomes a recurring villain. Maybe all these separate stories eventually start crossing over. We don't know yet, but I definitely don't think that ending was thrown in just for a cheap, crowd-pleasing moment. But that's just my take. What did you lot make of it? Do you think Ellie is actually back, or do you reckon the Deadite has just decided to keep using her face? And where do you want the franchise to go after Rough? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to Oddly for more horror breakdowns, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.